Diane in Denmark here. Rah, rah, rah. I am recording in my office today. I wasn't actually going to make a video because we have an unexpected visit from family, and I was thinking, oh, I don't like making videos when other people are around, but I thought, you know what, I really wanted to check in with you today because I had a case of the blahs yesterday, and I'm always very open about that. I share it on my Instagram, Facebook, and on the YouTube community tab. And I just wanted to check in with you today, just briefly, to show you how I deal with those days. And remember here, if you are feeling depressed, or it's more than a case of the blahs, or if this is coming up for you regularly, please see a specialist, get some outside help. But I just want to share with you today how I deal with these things. And also, we were at our summer house at the weekend in Sweden, so I've got a bit of news about my cleaning caddy. I found this one underneath the sink over in Sweden. Anyway, to get into dealing with the blahs. Now, there's nothing wrong in my world at the moment, but I do get these kind of hormonal blahs, usually at the end of the month. And I know that they pass it, this too shall pass. But over the years, I've learned how to move through them. And of course, if you're going through a period where you are grieving, absolutely take time for that. But these are my little coping strategies for when I can feel that feeling sneaking over me. When, as I always say, it's like, you're feeling like you're walking through porridge, or your brain is porridge, or those days when I feel like I'm kind of sitting in a chair just staring to space, and then suddenly half an hour has gone by. So here's what I do. I lean heavily into the self-care. That's number one for me. It's like, okay, what can I do that is going to nurture me? I don't want to be hard on myself and just say, okay, it's just one of those days. We know what to do. Let's deal with it. I also need to make sure that I'm getting outside. And I'm a winter bather. I love getting on my bike, going down to the sea, having my dip in the sea. But yesterday I really had to force myself to do it. And usually, what happens on those days? You think, oh, those are the days that I need to make myself do it. Even if I'm not feeling like it, I get out there. And that of course helped to some extent. I also make sure that I check in with a friend or family, even if just sending a couple of messages out, it just helps to unburden yourself a bit. And you don't need to go saying to everybody that you're having dreadful problems, but just reaching out to somebody else, it always gives you that connection, and that helps. And then the thing which really, really helps me is when I don't know what to do, I just cannot get moving, I turn to my daily routines. And you know me, most of my routines are automatic, but I do have them written down. I post them for you on Instagram and Facebook daily. And in times when you're grieving, or things are heavy, maybe you're a carer, maybe the kids are ill, or maybe you're having a down day, again and again, it's those routines that will help to drag us through, or pull us through, or give us the comfort. And on days like yesterday, it doesn't really matter what I do, but just the fact of doing something, the tiniest thing, it gives me that kind of momentum. And also, on days like that, the timer really is my best friend. Just setting my timer just for 5 minutes and saying, okay, I'm going to do something. And also on those days, you're allowed to write something extra on your list that you've already done, so you can tick it off. And the list that I have, it just gives me that focus. What can I do? And if you are thinking too much, often on these days, I've got thoughts swirling round, or I'm feeling bad about myself. And instead of doing that, put on my cordless headphones and I listen to an audiobook, or I listen to some kind of talk radio. That's always quite comforting. And it stops me thinking too much. And I've mentioned it before, I often use the headphones if I'm working around the house or doing tasks or in the garden, because it keeps you on track. It puts the kind of the blinkers, the blinders on you, and keeps you focused. On the days when I'm having a down day, it stops me getting too bogged down on things. It can take me out of it, at least for a few minutes. And actually, by the end of the day, I'd actually got quite a lot done. I saw family, things were good. I heard from friends who were having a tough day. And when I went to bed last night, I was going to bed with a smile on my face. So, and I don't want to make it sound like it's really, really easy to turn around these days. But these are the techniques that I use. Maybe there's something here today that will help you to move forward. If you're having one of those walking through porridge days, again and again, it's just having those simple routines. And it doesn't need to, you don't need to follow the routine in any kind of order, but just picking one thing, setting the timer, just that little bit of momentum gets us moving. And again, the self-care. Can you make yourself a nice cup of tea? Eat your favorite snack. Watch 10 minutes of your favorite TV show. It can all be just those tiny things that will get us moving forward. Anyway, I don't want to keep you back too long today because, as I said, impromptu family visit. But we were in Sweden at the weekend at our summer house, and I love going to our summer house at the weekend because it was just that, really life in the slow lane, and hubby and I were reading our books and doing a bit of gardening. The weather was fantastic. And underneath the sink, I was cleaning underneath the sink, and I realized that I had one of these caddies, you know, the famous IKEA ones, because I had given my caddy to one of my kids when they moved out. And IKEA have stopped selling them. And then I realized that in Sweden, underneath the sink, I don't actually need this one there. I can use a smaller box. So I transferred my things into a smaller box, brought this one back. Now it needs a good wash out, but I'm going to go back to this one instead of this one. Now this one has been fine, but it is a bit unwieldy. Oh, and I'm back to using my spring cleaner because it is, we are in spring. This one's got cucumber in it. But I like a wee bit more space because I can also get this thing, you know, for doing radiators. So I'm moving back to my old caddy. And I don't know what's going on here with the video today. Anyway, we'll sort it out. And this one is nice. This one is the Rig-Tig by Stelton. Let's see if I can turn this bottom upside down. Rig-Tig. This matches my sink caddy, you know, the famous sink caddy that you're always asking what it is. But I think what I might do is end up giving this to one of the kids because they've both got the Stelton Rig-Tig sink caddy as well. And this one is quite nice actually for putting bottles of oil, you know, and salt and pepper beside your stove top or other things. So anyway, I'll see, and I'll probably hand it on to the kids. Anyway, I'm going to see if I can get this video uploaded. I hope I gave you a little bit of inspiration today. Remember to like the video, subscribe, share with a friend. And also, are you finding my videos on YouTube or are you finding my videos somewhere else? Because I've seen a spike recently in views and it's not coming from YouTube. So where are you finding this video today? Did somebody share it on Facebook? Is it in a group somewhere? I would like to know. Anyway, I'm going to get on my merry way, and all I've got left to say is live long and prosper. Look after yourself today, please. I will be sending you a pom-pom salute. Okay? Rah, rah, rah. Okay, bye for now.